Hello everyone, this is Danny with Skin Harmonics, the very first complete system that allows our skin to achieve self-purifying, naturally achieve self-purifying and self-mending skin. And today I'm going to talk about balance and what balance feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like, all the things that we have to take into consideration to achieve balanced skin. And there are several phases to achieving balanced skin. And the first is that we have to at least provide our skin with the ingredients and the elements to even have the hopes to achieve balanced skin. And this is the foundation that you each hear me talking about over and over again. And it has to do everything to do with hydration, this element of water. And secondly, the next element is this element of true dermal nourishment and deep, profound absorption, metabolization of food, skin food, the real skin food, not antioxidants, not more oils, not essential oils, not herbal essences, but something that is actually recognized by our dermal layer as sustenance, as a calorie, as food, and that is the topical dermal nutrients. So this is the second element that is essential for helping our skin find balance. And the third is this element of barrier restoration, this need to externally source oil, lipids for our skin to trap the water that we're providing for our skin in where it needs to be, and also to support our beautiful and undersung hero of our acid mantle. And this final element that we need to provide our skin in order so that it can find balance is release. And this is a universal element that our skin needs very much. Our skin is a release organ, and it's somewhat of a paradox because it's also a barrier. The skin is a paradox in so many ways that it's a permeable barrier, and it fundamentally has this need to release oil, which is inherently good, and also for it to have the ability to release any gunk or funk, blackheads, milia that are in our skin. And this is a motion, an action that our skin has when it's given everything that it needs to be thriving and balanced. So I think the most important thing about this phase one of balance is that we have to provide our skin with these things. And if we're not providing our skin with these elements, our skin can't achieve any kind of lasting balance. Balance as a verb, balance as a motion, as a way of just existing. And the parts of these elements, all these different elements, the hydration, the food, the barrier restoration, the release, those things need to be supplied, customized to skin, your skin, the way that your skin is finding balance. And so there are times where we have to really increase that dermal nutrient dose. There are times where our skin needs a lot of extractions. And our skin always needs water. So that's a constant no matter what. And our skin always needs to have some sort of amount of externalized oil applied. That's somewhat of a constant as well, although different skin types need more or less of this. But giving our skin these foundational pieces is what allows our skin to find balance in the long term. And so I would go on to say that phase two of having balanced skin is providing deep sleep. And so our skin sleeps when we sleep. So it's really important that we're giving our skin that time to regenerate and have deep sleep. And then the next element that comes into play with having this action of balanced skin, this beautiful equilibrium that I've seen skin achieve is that it's this element of tranquility. Tranquility and peace is something that I'm definitely striving for more in my life. And this tranquility element is so essential to preserving our skin and for our whole bodies. And so a tranquility for our skin looks like massage. It looks like acupuncture, facial cupping, jade rolling, gua sha, all of these really gentle things that are not, they're basically just this beautiful, this really lovely, tranquil way of being. And this is something that is so overlooked with conventional skincare protocols, is this tranquility element has been almost entirely removed. And the thing that it's been replaced with is food and exercise. Exercise, not food. The thing that they've replaced tranquility with is exercise. And this has to do with the over-exercising of our skin. And there's two types of exercise. There's the type that is bringing positive blood flow, and the thing that's stimulating and encouraging. It's like this sweet spot I'm always talking about. It's this type of exercise that is that increase of blood flow and ATP in our skin. However, this is so often gone beyond, far beyond, and this exercise turns into something that is detrimental to our skin because it just becomes the depletion of our skin. But in finding this right balance, it's the dermal nutrients that help our skin, and it is so tightly woven with exercise, like food and exercise. We're always hearing those things together for a reason. The food helps us exercise, and that's so true for our skin as well. So the dermal nutrients go in and give our skin this really gentle exercising that is so beneficial for our skin because it's coming from a place of nourishment and not from a place of an excessive workload. And then on a daily basis, I want to speak to how our skin must release on a daily basis. So yes, come in and get your pores cleaned out once or twice a year. Obviously, much more often in the beginning, like I mentioned, to help your skin just to get all of that out. Once that stuff is out, there's this daily emoting that your skin needs to do. And that looks like it making and delivering its own oil, which is just basic, plain, proper skin function. But what that supports is our skin's ability to release a whitehead and to have a little whitehead come to the surface of our skin where it can be so easily moved through. And this daily release function is something that we should embrace, surrender, and accept, because it's how our skin stays clear. We want to create that hallway experience for our congestion rather than that storage unit that I'm always talking about. And so there is this understanding of daily release, just always supporting that, because I'll tell you what, when daily release is shut down, it turns into things that must be released later and that will create problems in our skin for being stored for weeks and months and years. And so those are the actions that become really important once we have detoxed our skin and we've given it all of those elements. This phase 2 is how can we adjust our dermal nutrient dose, and how can we adjust our exercising, the food and exercising elements, to optimize how we're keeping our skin clear and how it's optimally functioning. And this is the place where aging delay happens, where it's resting, it has tranquility, it has the nourishment it needs, it has the exercise that it needs, and all of the gunk everything that has been, if a detox was needed, all of that's been reconciled, and our skin is floating in this very, very serene, nourished, moist state. And this is where the magic happens, not in over exercising our skin to death with more and more and more trauma. Now, the two key parts to keep in mind with all of this is that when our skin is in this enlightened state, let's call it, these dermal nutrients are replacing exfoliation. And these dermal nutrients are also replacing traditional retinols as well. And microcurrent and face yoga are replacing all of the inflammatory procedures like lasers and micro needling. And hydration is what's replacing all of the astringents like benzoyl peroxide, witch hazel, most essential oils, and drying masks. That's what we're using instead of things that dry our skin out. All the opposite. We're doing things that actually increase our hydration. And so this phase, this whole balancing phase has phases, and I've outlined them in my book. There's 6 phases to achieving balanced skin. And then it's just about maintaining balanced skin, which is adjusting all of these elements, making adjustments, learning about your skin. And the skin actually gives us the answers to all of these questions. It's self-evident. And when we learn how to listen to our skin, it's really easy to adjust how much dermal nutrients we're giving our skin and how much exercise, microcurrent, face yoga we're giving our skin. So I hope that that is helpful and gives a little bit more information about this miraculous state I'm always talking about, of having blissful and balanced skin and having skin that's harmonized, self-purifying and self-mending. Okay, so I will see you each in a couple of weeks when I make another newsletter and video. And if you made it to the end of this, I want to remind you that I'm keeping my birthday coupons in place. And if you are on this newsletter and have not given me your birthday, please do so, because that means that once a year you'll be given a 20% off coupon, and they will be expiring after a month. So I want to make sure people are getting these coupons and using them.